Hello friends, I'm Dr. Himani Garg, working as professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in AKGEC Engineering College, Ghaziabad. And today I'm going to discuss about Wi-Fi, that is wireless fidelity. My slides will include the topics Wi-Fi technology, Wi-Fi network elements, Wi-Fi network topologies, what we mean by hotspots, how a Wi-Fi network works, its advantages and limitations. Now, as all of us are familiar with the term Wi-Fi, as whenever we have to make any data transfer, we look for a Wi-Fi connection so that its speed is high and our data will be transmitted in a high speed. So, Wi-Fi is an alternative network to wired network. Generally, we make use of wired, and in case of Wi-Fi, that is a wireless network, which is commonly used for connecting devices in a wireless mode. It stands for wireless fidelity. That is a full form of Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity, and is a generic term that refers to IEEE 802.11. So the standard, that is technical terms, it is called IEEE 802.11. But as we are connecting the devices in a wireless mode through this protocol, that's why we also call it as Wi-Fi or wireless fidelity for wireless local networks or WLANs. So IEEE 802.11 standard is for WLANs. It connects computers to each other. Computers can be connected to each other, to the internet and to the wired network. So Wi-Fi can connect computers between each other, to the internet and to the wired network. Now the technology uses radio technology. It uses frequencies so as to transmit the data and receive data and high speed. So these technologies are IEEE 802.11b, IEEE 802.11a, IEEE 802.11g. Now starting with IEEE 802.11b, it started in 1999, and the spectrum or the frequency that is used in this IEEE 802.11b is 2.4 gigahertz, and theoretically the speed is 11 Mbps. That is a theoretical value, but the actual value is 4 to 6 Mbps, and the range of operation is 100 to 50 feet. As you can see here, in Wi-Fi, the important parameters are speed, the frequency that we are using, as well as the range of operation. So all these protocols, whether we are talking about 802.11ba or others, they will be differentiated on the basis of speed as well as the range of operation. This is the most popular and less expensive from other one. IEEE 802.11a, that started in year 2001. This one started in 1999 and this started in 2001. This is using the radio spectrum 5 gigahertz, whereas this 11.b was using 802.2.4 gigahertz. Its theoretical speed is 54 Mbps. The speed increased to a very high value. Earlier it was 11 Mbps. Now in this case it is 54 Mbps. And the actual speed is 15 to 20 Mbps. And when we talk about the range, it is 50 to 75 feet. Whereas in earlier, the range of operation was more. That was from 100 to 50. It is more expensive, not compatible with IEEE 802.11. This is the limitation of this IEEE 802.11a. Now, coming to the next, that is IEEE 802.11g. That was introduced in 2003, one in 1999, then 2000, and this is 2003. It combined the features of both the standards, that is A and B. Its range is 100 to 150. That was the case with B. Speed is 54 Mbps. That was the case with A. Radio spectrum is 2.4 gigahertz. That was the case with A, and it is compatible with B. So this one is compatible. So this is the case with IEEE 802.11g. Now, what are the various elements that come into picture in the case of Wi-Fi? These are access point. All of us are familiar with the term access point, or we can say a router is there. The access point is a wireless LAN transceiver or base station that can connect one or more wireless devices simultaneously to the internet. In our homes, we generally see a router that has been installed so that we can communicate with each other using this Wi-Fi connection. So this term is called access point. Then Wi-Fi cards, they accept the wireless signal and relay information. They can be internal and external. So for Wi-Fi connections, another thing that is important is Wi-Fi card. Now, the third point is safeguard. So whenever we make a connection with Wi-Fi, it actually asks you for a password. That means it is protected through a password or a firewall has been installed for the safety purpose. So the third thing that is required is safeguards, that is firewall and antivirus software. Protect networks from uninvited users and keep information secure, because if we keep it open and if we are not using the password, then anybody can access that particular Wi-Fi network and he can take away your data, or he can intrude in your network. So that's why we need safeguards. Now, the topologies of Wi-Fi. The first topology is peer-to-peer, that is also called ad hoc mode. Peer-to-peer, that I will be discussing in the next slides. AP, that is access point, that we have discussed in the last slide. Base topology, that means infrastructure mode of technology. Now, peer-to-peer. In the case of peer-to-peer, access point is not required. That's why it is also called ad hoc. That is on the temporary basis, without any infrastructure. We are not having any access point. All the systems will communicate with each other by themselves. Clients within a cell can communicate with each other directly. So this is the case with P2P technology. It is useful for setting a wireless network quickly and easily. As we have seen that in P2P technology, no access point, no infrastructure is required. All systems can communicate with each other without any infrastructure. That's why it is easy to establish, and we are working in the wireless mode quickly and easily. This diagram will shows that how the different peers or mobile stations are communicating with each other directly. All are connecting with each other directly. There is no access point in between. No access point is not there. No access point is there in the case of P2P technology. Now we move on to the infrastructure network. The client communicate through access point. So in this case, access point is mandatory. Whenever a client want to communicate, then he will have to communicate through AP, that is the access point. Any communication has to go through AP. If a mobile station like a computer, a PDA or a phone wants to communicate with another mobile station, it needs to send to the information to the AP. Firstly, he will be communicating with AP. Then that AP will be connecting to the destination, sends to the destination mobile station. So this is the case with infrastructure network. Now you can see in this diagram, these all systems are there. They are connected through a common access point. No one is connected directly to each other. All are connected through access point. So whatever, if this is the source and this is the destination, and he wants to send data, source wants to send destination data to destination, he will have to communicate through this access point. This is your access point. This is the infrastructure network. Now, another important thing in Wi-Fi is hotspots. What are these hotspots? Hotspots is a geographical area that has a readily accessible wireless network. Means a hotspot has been established in which Wi-Fi connections are available and you can access the wireless network. Hotspots are equipped with broadband internet connection and one or more access point. In the case of hotspot, there will be number of access points so that more number of users can access the network, that allow users to access the internet wirelessly. You can see here, there is hotspot has been established here and all users can access the hotspot through this. Hotspot can be set up in any public location that can support any internet connection. All the locations discussed previously are examples of hotspots. Now, next comes that how this Wi-Fi network works, how we communicate using Wi-Fi network. Wi-Fi hotspot is created by installing an access point to an internet connection. That means what we are doing is access point is connected to the internet connection and access point acts as the base station. So this access point will be acting as the base station and this base station is connected to internet. When Wi-Fi enabled device encounters a hotspot, the device can then connect to that network wirelessly. A single access point can support up to 30 users. So one access point is able to access how many users, provide services to how many users? 30 users, and can function within a range of 100 to 150 feet indoors and up to 300 feet outdoors. So this is the range of a hotspot. Many access points can be connected to each other via Ethernet cables to create a single large network. So when we have to go for a large network, then number of access points can be connected together using Ethernet, and then we can go for communication that is for a longer distance. Now, what are the advantages of Wi-Fi? Obviously, the most important advantage is mobility, as we can, whenever we are moving, we can access the network. So this is the most important advantage. Ease of installation. As we have seen that there is no need of that we have to install any particular system, then we can access the network. So this is ease of installation. Flexibility. There is a flexibility. Cost is less. Reliability is more. This is password protected. Security is more. Use licensed part of the radio spectrum. This is the licensed part of the radio spectrum is being used. Roaming is possible as the system is Wi-Fi, so there is no wired network, so roaming is possible. Speed is also good in the case of, as we have seen, it is in Mbps, so that is high in the case of Wi-Fi. What are the limitations? Now we're coming to the limitations. As all other frequencies, all other gadgets that we are working, they are also using the same frequency around 2.4 gigahertz. So there are chances of interference, degradation in performance will be there, and high power communication. So whenever our battery consumption of the mobile station will be more, as it is continuously connected to a access point and they are directly communicating. So in this case, power consumption will be more. Limited range. If we compare it with cellular network or other networks, the range is limited. So this is also the limitation of Wi-Fi network. So that's all for today. So these are the references that I have followed. Thank you all for watching this video.